When you spend your day being something to somebody all day long, that can be really hard. It can feel like you don't have any time to yourself. And more often than not, when that's the case, it's not that we mind being that person that's needed. It's not that we resent the responsibility of doing it. It's that we just don't have that time for ourselves. That pressure of always needing to be on, always needing to be somewhere. Because the pressure is more than just one thing. It's not just the pressure of making sure that we are that person, it's making sure that we're the best of ourselves when we're that person. So then when we don't get any time to ourselves and we're still expected to be this person, it can cause us feeling very exhausted, overwhelmed. One of the things we say most commonly is that I don't have any time. I'm not sure how much I believe that statement, not because I don't think it feels true. I'm sure it does. What I think is that while it can feel true and it can seem that that's the case, I don't think it is. Did you know there are 1,440 minutes in every day of your life? 1,440 minutes. It's a weird one to think about because it's not the sort of thing you normally would take any interest in. You know, how many minutes are there in a day? It's the kind of thing your kid might ask you halfway to school or while they're in the bath, or maybe when you've asked them to eat dinner for the fifth time when they haven't started. But actually, it's true 1,440 minutes in every day. When we're saying we can't find five of them, or we don't have five of them, we don't have 5 minutes to take. I don't have that time. What we're subconsciously saying is that the people who need me to be something to someone can't exist with 1,435 minutes of my day on its own. Like, that's not enough time. It changes the conversation because then what you're not saying is, I don't have 5 minutes. What you're saying is, 5 minutes is a disproportionately small amount of time compared to 1,435 minutes. And I'm not even saying be selfish. I'm not even saying they don't deserve that time. Here's another way to look at it. If you're like me, one of the people, when someone says to you, I'll do it for you, you just go, because we're not about that. If you're the sort of person that cares about doing stuff for other people and being that person, reliable, responsible person there to help other people, then I really want you to hear this bit because this is important. If you take just 5 minutes a day out of the 1,440 minutes you have every day and use that to reset, take 5 minutes to stop being something to somebody and just be you to you, it doesn't just help you by giving you that space. It means the people who you are being something to somebody for, they get a better version of you, a more rested, more calm, more present version of you because you're taking these resets. That for me was a far easier way of looking at it because someone says to me, do it for yourself. I don't really want to do it for myself. I don't know if that's just me, but I'd rather do stuff for other people than do stuff for me. I find it hard to be selfish. I find it hard to just put me first. And if you're like that, and that's why you struggle to find and take resets, you're not. You're the vehicle. You're the mechanism for putting other people first. If if you're that person that wants to be something to somebody, or is in a position where you are something to somebody a lot of the time, then the better version of you they have, the better you are at being something to somebody, right? The more rested you are, the calmer you are, the better off the people you're helping are because they're getting a better version of you to help them. Now, I appreciate to one extent or another that might sound slightly obvious, right? And the gap missing there, isn't there, between you don't have 5 minutes. Well, okay, but that's not a great deal of time, so maybe you do have 5 minutes. It's what do we do with that information? What I do is I use my 1% resets. There was a thing that I kind of made up as I went along for a long period of time in my own life, because a lot of the other stuff out there, it asks for too much time, it asks for too much money. The thing is, even if it's a free course, even if it's a free idea, journaling. We've all heard about journaling. I don't need to tell you the amount of times I've been told, we've all been told, journaling, right? Journaling takes time. And forcing yourself to take that time away from other people is actually really hard. And no one talks about it. And I'm kind of surprised more people don't talk about it. But it is hard to take that time away from other people because you're not helping them in that moment. You exist as a person that wants to help people. So why would you take an hour of your day when you don't have 5 minutes away from the people you're trying to be there for, or you need to be there for, because you feel like it? Well, you wouldn't, would you? But 5 minutes, that's not me saying don't be in the room. That's not me saying ignore them. 5 minutes is a really small amount of time. And you don't have to break up your day to do it. Let me explain what I mean. If you took 5 minutes while you're doing the dishes, right? We've all done dishes. We all know what it's like. Either your partner cooks and you do the dishes, or you get home from work and the kids have already eaten, or whatever it might be. Doing the dishes is a mundane, boring task, but it needs doing. And because you're the sort of person that does things for other people, you are normally the person doing that, right? Here's how you can take a reset in that time. Even if you have to start while you're doing something else, take your phone out, put on a bit of an episode of something. We've all got BBC iPlayer, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Netflix, all of these things. Or you put on Spotify, bit of music, even like a true crime podcast on Audible or something like that. Put something on your phone, put it next to the sink or on the drainer or wherever it might be, and have that on in the background. That way, even if you're still doing something, part of that is reclaimed for you. You get to have that small thing that's just yours, that doesn't change anything for anybody else at all. But if you do want to actually take proper resets that is all the time just for you, I would recommend starting with something where there's already a gap in your day. And I know we don't like hearing that because we haven't got time, but hear me out. Again, let's use me as the case study, right? I take my kids to school in the morning. I pick my kids up from school in the afternoon. Once I've dropped them to school in the morning, I have about a 5 to 7 minute drive home to my house. Normally that time is spent planning stuff for like the next thing to do, or if there's any housework or jobs or YouTube stuff to do, whatever it might be. But actually, every once in a while, you could put a bit of music on. Yeah, there's no harm in doing that. Have the window down. Have everyone waving out the window like that. Just spend the time doing whatever you want to do. Then that drive back suddenly becomes your time. And the thing is, the more of these resets you take, what I've found is the more of these resets you take, the more of them you find in little places that you wouldn't normally think to do it. Instead of scrolling on your phone in the evening, just take a reset. I know some of these things sound almost frustrating to hear because you're like, yeah, okay, fine, but like, prove it. Well, 3 years ago, I didn't take resets. I wasn't the person I am now. I would lose my temper all the time. I'm not saying I'm perfectly calm. Nobody is perfectly calm as well. Like the whole idea of aiming for being calm all the time, it's impossible. Nobody is calm all the time. But I was a lot worse than I am now. And the thing is, as well, is that I would cope by having a fag. I used to lose my temper a lot more. I used to lose my temper quickly as well, a lot more quickly than I do now. And like I would just cope by eating junk food in the evenings, having a fag, like I say, whatever it might be. And that was just how I got through my day. If you do have any kind of coping mechanism that you're not, you don't really want to be doing, resets don't become that. They become the reason you don't need that anymore. So it's not a coping mechanism, it's removing the need for one. And then you decide whether you keep doing it because you want to, or you know, you stop doing it. If you want any additional information on these resets, I've got a link listed below in the comments and in the description. Top of the description is the link. There's a small sign up sheet, and the email comes and the PDF comes out to you. Right? You don't have to take it. It is free. I made that myself. It's a list of all the moments I could think of, times in your day where you can have one. Because the important thing with this is that it fits into your day. If it didn't fit into your day, if it was like it has to be at 2 in the afternoon, it's the same as every other one of these different things out there. It's more pressure you don't need. A reset disguised as pressure is nothing more than a burden that looks like a gift. If you want the PDF, it's there. If any part of this video has been helpful to you, I genuinely am pleased about that. And whatever you choose to do from here, whether you try and find 5 minutes, whether you download the PDF, whatever it is you want to do, I genuinely hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I really hope to see you again soon. My name is Daniel Watcham, and I cannot wait to catch up with you in a future video.